Hey everybody, Alex here with another episode of Momentum Charting. Thank you so much for being here. If you are new to the channel, welcome. If you have not yet subscribed, please go down below, hit the subscribe button, hit the bell notification. That will allow you to get all the updates on MMAT as well as all the other exciting updates that are going to be in place over the next couple weeks in the stock market. You're not going to want to miss it. Really exciting things also developing in MMAT, broader markets, volatility index, things of that nature. So you're going to want to be subscribed. Do that down below. Thank you so much for being here. Thank you for subscribing. Let's dive into the chart here of metamaterials. So what I'm seeing here, I'm on the daily time frame in trading view as usual, and I'm seeing looks to be maybe three pretty important trend lines in place here. One is the upper resistance. We had a touch point back here in 2013, so 8 years ago, long time ago, and then most recently here in June, right? So that is definitely a strong overhead resistance, but we are a long ways away from that, and this is one heck of a volatile stock, I'll say that. So big volume coming in over the last few months, which I do love to see. That has an opportunity to propel stocks to a much higher level, but you kind of need to learn how to harness that volatility and take entries at lows instead of highs. People who entered all the way up here, $20, $21, $22, have since gotten crushed with drawdowns of over 90%. So yeah, volatility can work for you. It can also work against you if you're trying to enter in bad zones or just FOMOing into stocks. So need to be careful on this stock. It's one that's particularly volatile. Let's see what's going on here. Dive in a little bit deeper. Looks to me like we broke a rather important downward sloping line, that was resistance in place ever since May 2015. Came all the way down here, broke out of that daily resistance right here in January of this year. The overhead resistance, you can see there, became support, and that is what propelled us on this monstrous trend that we went in over the last from January till June. Very interesting setup here, really looked good. And since then, again, we have pulled back way off those highs and are back down here near these levels of that was once a resistance, now has turned into a support. So I am hoping and thinking that most likely this zone here, if we do end up getting down here, which looks to be very probable, you've got actually a confluence of support here. You've got this slightly downsloping long-term overhead line of resistance, and then you've got this also horizontal line of support. So right in here looks to be a very, very strong area of support for MMAT, right between around 286 and 270. That area there looks to be lot of support there. We are still a little bit of ways away from it. Are we going to go all the way down there? I don't know, but if we do, a little bit of market weakness coming up here in the next couple weeks, so it's definitely on the table, definitely a possibility. Let's look at the 1 hour chart here on MMAT and see if we can look for some clues. And to me, yeah, so you can still see clearly defined. I've got this zone of support here, and we are still working down slowly on a 1 hour time frame. And we've got a very, very nice and well-defined 1 hour down sloping trend line here. Touch points in June 24th, and again here in July 6th. And this, to me, is the area we need to watch for a breakout coming up here. Looks like within the next, at least before July 20th, 21st, somewhere in those. So the next really looks to me like most likely the next few trading days we're going to come to sort of some decision on MMAT, which is kind of exciting to some extent. So we're going to need to watch this area closely, and what we need to see is a breakout a hold of support here and a breakout back above this 1 hour line of what is currently resistance, and set a line of support at wherever it breaks out, and then just watch and see what happens and see if we can build some sort of structure on the 1 hour time frame to take us back up and hopefully lead us to much higher prices in the short and long term on MMAT. So again, watch these zones carefully here from around 290 to 270 and look for a carry up and break of this downward sloping momentum that's been in place since late June here. So looks like that's going to come to some sort of a decision here within the next few days, so we're going to need to watch that zone very carefully. I've got notes on MMAT as one of my top stocks to watch here, just because it's so close to it. Looks like a decision on what it's going to do here in the very near term. So let's watch that. Yeah, definitely you're going to want to be subscribed to the channel. I'm going to try to do another update maybe tomorrow or the day after on MMAT to see what we get here as far as a breakout. So only way you're going to ensure that you're going to see those updates is by subscribing. So go ahead and do that now. Let's look at the momentum. I really do like what I'm seeing here on the long-term momentum, the daily momentum chart. You can see that the setup here is just really a whole lot nicer than we've had in place for a long period of time, 5 or 6 years at a minimum, and we may have potentially the best setup of momentum in MMAT's history going on right now. This is what I love to see. I love to see stocks that are working in these positive momentum zones well above the zero line. I've got this potential line of support here right around 0.86, and you can see that what would happen is it would give us our fourth, if we were able to break back above MMAT and start getting a positive divergence and an acceleration of momentum back to the upside on this daily, that would give us our fourth positive divergent bottom in a row. So I would definitely, if we were to be able to get some sort of a rounded bottom here and have momentum carry back to the upside, it would be a very positive development to me in MMAT. And this just looks like a pretty darn exciting setup right now, especially with all the volume that's been coming into the stock. So we're definitely going to want to keep an eye on MMAT. Going to need to look for some break here. Let's dive in here and look at a even shorter time frame. So yeah, you can see here what it took. It took a while for this to develop, and you can see here yeah, we've definitely still got some work to do as far as the 4 hour and daily for MMAT. I mean, you can even see here on the daily, you know, you're not getting these really close series of momentum dots yet. You're kind of getting like this acceleration to the downside, right? Like big gaps between the dots, which means bigger acceleration to the downside. But that does not mean whatsoever that it can't turn around in a day or a couple of days and start working back up slowly to the upside. So we're definitely going to want to watch for that. Start getting some breakout here at a minimum of like this sharpest 4 hour momentum downswing and start trending sideways and to a point where we can break back above this zero line and have momentum start accelerating into the positive area of momentum. To me, this would be a really good and really key development on MMAT, especially if that were to hold true, start getting momentum back into this positive zone. And we were also able to hold this key zone of support between about 790 and 780 and break this downward sloping momentum line. So I'm looking for all those things to happen. It looks like a strong possibility in the next few days here. Still liking all the look of the setup, like the look of the chart quite a bit here. Yeah, but you know, obviously we do need some things to happen. We do need this momentum to start accelerating back to the upside, and we do most importantly need this zone of support to hold on MMAT. So make sure to subscribe. I'm going to be watching this over the next few days. Make sure keep everyone updated on what's happening on metamaterials. Really interesting setup here. So yeah, let's look forward the next couple days, next couple weeks, and see what develops in MMAT. Thank you so much for watching. Really glad you're here. One more time, subscribe to the channel. I will see everybody again very shortly in the next update video. Thanks for being here, and goodbye for now.